Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This is a Math 081 video, Chapter 3, Section 3, and this section is all about percents. So, in this series of videos, we will be covering a whole lot of topics. The first thing is we will be defining what a percent is. We will learn to convert between percents and fractions and decimals. And we will also learn how to convert fractions and mixed numbers to percents. In later videos in this series, we will learn how to solve percent problems. And we will do word problems and then financial word problems involving simple interest. So let's get started. What is a percent? What does the word percent mean? Well, the word, or the part of the word per, literally means out of. And cent means 100. So the word percent literally means out of 100. Okay? So how do we convert a percent to a fraction? Well, we literally just rewrite it as a fraction. So for example, if I have 23%, that means 23 out of 100. Okay? And then the other thing that you always have to remember to do is that you have to reduce it if possible. In this example, 23 over 100, 23 is a prime number, so it cannot be reduced. So let's work on a few examples here. So let's start with example 1 here. It says convert 78% to a fraction in simplest form. So 78% is 78 over 100. Now, hopefully at this point, you're realizing that 78 is not a prime number. In fact, 78 is an even number. Okay, so what we can do is we can divide both the top and the bottom number by 2. So 78 is 39 over 2, 100 is 50 over 2. So this reduces to 39 over 50. Okay, so at this point, I don't believe there's anything that goes into both 39 and 50, so this is your final answer. By the way, there are some really great videos online that teach you how to use your calculator to reduce fractions and write them in simplest form. So if you want to look some of those up, you can do that because, again, you can use technology to help you reduce fractions. All right, let's do a few more examples. This time we're doing 13%, and we are converting that to a fraction, so that becomes 13 over 100. 13 is a prime number, so there's nothing else we can do. We don't need to reduce it. It's already fully reduced as it is. All right, let's do one more of these examples. So we have 125%. So that's 125 over 100. Okay, at this point, you might notice that both the numerator and the denominator are divisible by 25. So we end up with the fraction 5 over 4. Now we want to convert a fraction or a mixed number to a percent. So how do we do that? Well, let's do an example and we'll find out. So we want to write 3/4 as a percent. The easiest way to do this is to literally type 3 over 4 into our calculator. Okay, and when we do that, our calculator hopefully gives us something that looks like this, okay? And then all we have to do is multiply by 100%. So 0.75 times 100% is 75%. Okay? Let's do another example. How about 5/8? So we need to go over to our calculator, type in 5 divided by 8, and that gives us 0. it gives us 0.625. Okay, and then just like last time, we multiply by 100%, so we have 62.5%. All right, look at example 3. What's weird or different about example 3? Well, we have a problem here because we have a mixed number. So anytime you have a mixed number in this class, you're really going to need to convert it to an improper fraction before you can proceed. And we learned how to do this back in chapter 2. So if I have 1 and 1/4, I do 1 times 4, and multiply this whole number here, 1 times the denominator, and then I add the numerator and put that all over 4, so we end up with 5/4. So if you type in 5 divided by 4 into your calculator, that will give you 1.25, and then we still have to multiply by 100%, so we get 125%. Okay, what about converting a percent to a decimal? Okay, we literally just move the decimal point over to the left twice, or you can think about it as dividing by 100. Okay, so in other words, 82% is equal to 0.82. Okay, and to get that, literally all I did, my decimal point is here, I moved it over 2 times, and then I just put a leading 0 there. That's all I did. Okay, all right, how about 9%? So right now I have 9. If I move this decimal place right here over 2 units, notice I have this sort of blank space here. I need to fill that in with a 0, put in a leading 0, so 9% is 0.09. All right, one more example, 235%. So we have 235. So right now my decimal point is sitting right here. I move it over 2 units. So 235% is 2.35. Okay, the last thing is converting a decimal to a percent. Okay, and that's literally just, I guess I should write it up here. We just multiply by 100%. That's it. Okay, so 0.29 times 100% is 29%. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, here's 2 more examples. Write 0.9 as a percent. So 0.9 times 100% gives us 90%. Okay, and one more, we have 0.058. Okay, so that is 5.8%. Okay, and remember, you always have your calculator in class, so you can always use that. Okay. All right, so here's sort of a summary. If we're converting from a percent to a fraction, we divide by 100. The only thing I would add here is that you always have to reduce your answer fully. Okay, if you're converting a percent to a decimal, you divide by 100. If you're going from a fraction to a percent, you actually do the division and then multiply by 100. If you're going from a decimal to a percent, you take the decimal and multiply by 100. Okay, so stay tuned for more videos in this series.